The US government has just seized 2 Russian disinformation domains that have been used to orchestrate a giant bot farm powered by AI-enhanced software. How does this AI-enhanced software create and operate social media bot farms to spread disinformation? The malware known as ViperSoft is now masquerading as ebooks on torrent sites. How can torrent users make sure their ebooks are safe? A newly minted ransomware group dubbed EstateRansomware is exploiting a critical flaw in the Veeam backup and replication software, launching sophisticated attacks that start with an inconspicuous FortiGate firewall vulnerability. And finally, Checkpoint Research has uncovered that a critical Windows spoofing vulnerability has been exploited for over a year using deceptive .url files to hijack Internet Explorer. What measures can users take to protect themselves from being exploited by such a deceptive file type? You're listening to the Daily Decrypt. So before we jump into the news, I just wanted to let y'all know that I recorded an episode yesterday that was supposed to be our 99th episode. And so we decided to have a panel discussion on privacy amongst all the hosts of this podcast for our 100th episode that's coming up on Friday. And in that chaos, I deleted all the files for the episode that's supposed to come out today, which isn't a big deal. But in order to make the episode on Friday, the 100th, I have to put one out today. So I just woke up and am cranking this out real quick. It's going to be a little shorter form. But if you want more information, please go to news.thedailydecrypt.com to sign up for our newsletter that comes out in conjunction with our episodes. You'll have more information there, including indicators of compromise and the original sources of truth that populates these news articles. So let's just get into it, all right? The U.S. Justice Department has just seized 2 domains used by Russian bots to spread disinformation on X, formerly Twitter. And I'm sure you've seen the Instagram reels of just these phones everywhere. They're able to like and comment and subscribe and do all the things that users do while also pumping out information that is incorrect and furthers their motives, right? So Russian threat actors are using artificial intelligence software called Meliorator, maybe, to create fake profiles that look like everyday Americans. These bots weren't just posting cat videos, they were spreading Russian propaganda. So how does this impact you? All right, well, these bots could influence public opinion, specifically on elections and even stock markets by spreading false information, right? So we all know how the election is swayed by foreign entities. That's pretty much a fact now at this point. But the stock market thing is a pretty interesting point. If there's hundreds of thousands of bots saying like, oh my gosh, buy stock in Walmart, buy stock in Walmart, buy stock in Walmart, it's probably going to go up and then they can sell and make some money. This software, though, makes these bots super realistic. Like I had mentioned, they can like, comment, and share posts just like you and me. They can also bypass security like two-factor authentication as well as hiding their IP addresses. But the FBI seized these domains and suspended nearly 1,000 bot accounts, which is a huge win in the fight against disinformation. All right, have you ever downloaded a torrent? Don't answer that, and I won't let you know if I have or not either, but if you have, there is a new malware that is masquerading as ebooks downloaded from torrent sites. Well, actually, it's an old malware masquerading around in a new fashion. The sneaky ViperSoftX malware disguises itself as seemingly harmless ebook files that kicks off a multi-stage infection process, right? It uses a hidden folder and a deceptive Windows shortcut to execute PowerShell code, which sets up a stealthy environment to run malicious scripts. This malware, ViperSoftX, can steal your sensitive information. It can scan for cryptocurrency wallets and even capture your clipboard contents, which is where you would have your passwords probably, and can evade detection by integrating PowerShell into the AutoIT environment, or AutoIT maybe, using the Common Language Runtime CLR. So downloading torrents can be a pretty user-friendly experience, but in my opinion, it takes a little bit of technical prowess to get away with it. Right? You need to have multiple VPNs, proxies, your own server. How do you access those files? You know, there's some technical things that maybe not the average user would have. So, which is why streaming services and subscription book services are so successful, is because people don't want to deal with the torrents, right? So how can you protect yourself from this? Because we know that torrents are inherently dangerous because we're downloading files that other people have on their machines. But one of my favorite tricks is called canarytokens.org. It's a free resource, and it's using deception as a detection technique. So your ebook files have to live somewhere before you access them. which is where the torrent client will download them to, right? And maybe you access them in that folder as well. Well, if you put another PDF in there that's a canary token, that should never be accessed. If you do download one of these things, it'll probably start scanning your files in close proximity, right? So once that PDF file is scanned, maybe you name it something that will make it very enticing for a scanner, like crypto wallet or something like that. You'll get an email saying, hey, your file's been accessed. You might be breached. You can do that. You can lock down that folder and scan for malware, etc. So that's just my little pro tip. Maybe something you hadn't considered. It's very easy to set up. I highly recommend it. There's a new ransomware group called EstateRansomware that has been exploiting a vulnerability in the Veeam backup and replication software. All right, they found a flaw that they like, CVE 2023-27532 in Veeam's software, and they used a dormant account from a Fortinet FortiGate firewall SSL VPN to sneak in. Once inside, they used RDP connections and a sneaky backdoor called svchost.exe to avoid detection. This ransomware also disables defenses like Windows Defender and spreads across your network, encrypting files and demanding ransom. So typical ransomware behavior. If you use Veeam, make sure you've patched this vulnerability as soon as possible to avoid becoming their next victim. And finally, this most recent Microsoft Patch Tuesday revealed a 0-day that was patched, but could have been and is likely to have been exploited for over a year. So this is CVE 2024-38112, which is a spoofing flaw in the MS HTML platform, where hackers will use sneaky Windows Internet Explorer shortcut files. That's right, Internet Explorer, not Edge. The deprecated browser Internet Explorer that will give them a backdoor to your system, even on Windows 10 and Windows 11, which is very surprising. These files will actually use the image or the icon of a PDF, but will end with .url. And so that's a dastardly tactic because we come to rely on what we see first, which is images and colors, and especially that PDF logo is red, right? So we'll see it, we'll be like, oh, okay, that's just a PDF, and we'll double click it. But that unlocks this malware that's going to execute remote code and escalate its privileges to do all the fun stuff that you're used to. This attack dates back to January of 2023, but, Microsoft patched it this past Tuesday, so make sure to update your systems as soon as possible.
This has been the Daily Decrypt. If you found your key to unlocking the digital domain, show your support with a rating on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It truly helps us stand at the frontier of cyber news. Don't forget to connect on Instagram or catch our episodes on YouTube. Until next time, keep your data safe and your curiosity alive.